Welcome to Everyday Linux User. In today's video, this is elementary but better, and the way it's better is I've replaced the Pantheon desktop with the Budgie desktop, and I've made the Budgie desktop look almost like the Pantheon desktop, so you get the same look and feel like you get with elementary, but it actually works. So you can see I've changed the wallpaper, and this is in tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, who sadly passed away this week, and he was an important part of my life growing up. Any teenager of that era would have listened to Ozzy Osbourne or Alice Cooper. There's Ozzy with Randy Rhoads. It's an AI generated image, but it's my tribute to the great man himself. So this is the Budgie Desktop Environment, and how I installed it is as follows. So if I click on the terminal here, now obviously you'd have to open the terminal within Elementary's Pantheon desktop, and you see I've got a small error in my bash rc file, which I'll fix later. The command you want to run to install the Budgie desktop is sudo apt install ubuntu-budgie-desktop-minimal, and this gives you the minimal Budgie desktop. You don't want to go for the full one because it could cause conflicts. So that's why I've gone for the minimal one. And what you get is this desktop here. Now obviously I've customized it a bit, and I'm going to show you how I did that. And what you might find is this menu doesn't appear here, and you might not get this network icon here. So I'll show you how to get those in. Right click and go to desktop settings. This should always be there. And the bottom dock's not there either. I've added that in, so I'll show you how to add that in. But if you go to the top panel, you can add in more applets by clicking on this icon here. So for instance, if I want to add in the Budgie menu instead of the app menu, I can click add here. And you can see it's put it in the middle, which isn't ideal, but you can move it up and down by clicking this arrow here. And now you got this type of menu instead of this menu. So whichever one you prefer you can use, but I've used this one because it looks a bit more like the one you get with the Pantheon desktop. So I'm going to remove that out, and you can remove an icon by clicking that and remove. Now the one icon that didn't appear was the network icon, so even when I clicked add applet, that wasn't there, so network didn't appear. So what I did was I went into auto start, and you can see I've got this nm applet here, and all you have to do to add that in is click the plus, add a command, type in a name, you can call it whatever you want, and then the command that you want to run, and this is the key bit, nm-applet, like that, and you click add. I won't do that because I've already done it, but then reboot your computer, and then what you can do is click the plus symbol here, click network, and click add, and then you can put it on wherever you want within this bar here. So that's how you get the applets sorted the way you want. Now to create a panel, you just click create new panel, and in my case it automatically created the bottom panel, but you have to set some settings. So the only thing I added was an icon task list, and then in settings, obviously position bottom, I changed the size to 64, space into 36. You can choose whether to automatically hide, so it can have automatic, intelligent, or never. So never means that it always stays there. Automatic means it's hidden until you hover over the bottom of the screen, and intelligent means that if there's an application that needs that space, it will use it, and then you can make it automatically appear like that. I've got it set to automatically hide never. Transparency, you can have it set to always, or dynamic, or none. I've got it set to none. Sorry, I've got it set to always. Probably not quite as easy to see, but looks a bit cooler. You can add a shadow effect, you can add stylized regions, you can have it in dock mode, or you can have it in normal mode, in which case it's just a normal panel like the one at the top. So if I turn off the transparency, you can see it takes up the whole bottom of the screen. So dock mode makes it look more like you get with the Pantheon desktop. Applet itself, icon task list, you can just simply add in that through here, and you've got the icon task list here. Now the way this works, if you want to put something on there, so if I go to the top menu here, and for instance I want to put Audacity in there, you can just drag it in like that. If you want something not to appear in the list, you right click and you untick the favorite thing here, and that's how it comes off the list. So if I remove Audacity, all I've got to do is that, and it comes off this list here. If you want to change the desktop wallpaper, you right click, you just do change desktop background, and then you can pick the one you want. So you see I've done this one with the Randy Rhoads, but I've also created one with the Black Sabbath lineup, like that, and one of Ozzy himself. But I really like this one. So as I said before, this is elementary but better. It's using the Budgie Desktop Environment, and the way it's better is if, for instance, I run something like LibreOffice Writer within the elementary desktop, it would crash, and specifically it would crash when you exit, which doesn't sound that bad, because if you're exiting, but it actually crashes the entire desktop. So it doesn't just crash the application, it crashes the entire desktop. So if I click exit here, you can see it doesn't crash the desktop at all. So what's the point of this? I've now switched out all the applications of elementary, and I've now changed the desktop environment. So is it even elementary anymore? Well, probably not. And if you've seen in my last video, I switched out the elementary desktop for the awesome window manager. And again, is it the same distribution? Well, really, probably not, because what makes elementary, it takes Ubuntu and it adds its own desktop in and its own apps. By the time you've removed the apps in the desktop, you're probably not really using elementary anymore. But actually, if I want to survive this month on ElementaryOS, then this enables me to do so. And now I've got a fully stable working operating system. And that is the end of the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Linux User.